Hello everyone and welcome to our contemporary math notes for section 11.1. Chapter 11 is all about consumer mathematics, but before we can do any of that, we need to learn some things about percent. And this might be a lot of review for you, so that just means it'll be easier. If not, let's figure this stuff out. So a percent is a ratio of some number to 100. So the word per means per something, for every one of these to one of these, and the cent means the hundred. So it's a ratio of some number to 100. And we use this to make comparisons. Kind of puts everything on a level playing field. And percents get used a lot in the world of finance. So if we want to change a fraction to a percent, what you want to do is divide the numerator by the denominator, and we want to get a decimal. Once you have a decimal, you multiply by 100. Okay, now this has the same effect as moving the decimal point 2 places to the right. After you do that, then you just add a percent sign, and then you have your percent. Now, in the next thing here, it says procedure to change a decimal to a percent. So notice here, you're already starting with a decimal. So the two steps are just multiply the decimal by 100, which is the same as moving the decimal point 2 places to the right, and then add a percent sign. So this first one here, it says change the number to a percent, round to the nearest tenth of a percent. So here we have a fraction. So we want to divide the numerator by the denominator to get a decimal. Well, this one we can do in our head probably. 3/4 equals 0.75. Now next we want to multiply the quotient by 100. So 0.75 times 100. And that's going to essentially move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So we can look at that there. That this would go 2 places to the right. And so we end up with 75. And then just add a percent sign. So we have 75% right there. Okay, for the next one, 5/8. We may not know this one off the top of our head. So here's how you can use a calculator to do this. You're going to do 5 divided by 8. And it gives you the decimal of 0.625. Now what we want to do to that is multiply it by 100. And you can see there, it just moved the decimal place 2 to the right, and so we do get 62.5, and then add a percent sign, percent. Now in number 3, we already have a decimal, 13.678, and we want to change this to a percent. So we can do that just by multiplying by 100, or move the decimal point 2 to the right, and we would get 1,367.8%. Okay, so that is how you change fractions and regular decimal numbers into percents. Next, we want to change a percent back to a decimal. Okay, so whenever we're multiplying with percents, we actually want to use the decimal. So what we do here is the opposite procedure. We want to divide the number by 100, which has the same effect as moving the decimal point 2 places to the left now. And then we remove the percent sign. So divide by 100, which is like moving it 2 places to the left, and get rid of that percent sign. So what we want to do here, 27%, change it to a decimal. So we want to do 27 divided by 100, and then get rid of the percent sign. So 27 divided by 100, we get 0.27. And we'll get rid of that percent sign. So you can see essentially there had been a decimal point here, and we just move it 2 places to the left, and we get our 0.27. So if we see something like this, we would just take 0.0005 and divide it by 100. So 0.0005 divided by 100. And we get 0.00005 with no percent sign. So you can see here, if we move this decimal point 2 to the left, we would actually have to put in 2 more zeros here. And you can see the 2 zeros are right here. Now sometimes you're given a fraction of a percent. So this is 1/5 of 1%. So 1/5 of a percent. What you want to do here is change the 1/5 into a decimal. So you would do 1 divided by 5, and it gives you 0.2. So this is really 0.2%, and now this problem looks just like number 5 right here. So we can divide by 100. So 0.2 divided by 100 equals 0.002, and that would be your answer. So again, you could do this all on your calculator all at once. Just go 1 divided by 5 divided by 100 equals, and you get 0.002. Alright, so that's how to change percents into decimals and decimals into percents. Now we also have problems that involve percents, and so a family estimates that $8,000 of its total income of $42,500 is used to purchase food. So what percent of the family's income is spent on food? Well, right now we know that 8,000 out of a total of 42,500 is spent on food. Now if we divide these two and multiply by 100, that gives us a percent. Okay, so we're basically taking this and putting it as a ratio of something to 100. Okay, and so we are just going to do 8,000 divided by 42,500, and then times 100. And we get 18.8235. And for this class, we're usually going to round to the 10th of a percent. So 18.8% of their income is spent on food. In our next example, there was a survey, and people were asked their favorite ways to wash their pet. And here's how they answered. 75 said professionally, 84 said a garden hose, 99 said a tub, and some people like to shower with their pets. 9 of them did that, and there were 33 people with no preference. So it says find the percent of people who favor washing a pet in the tub. Now when you do these types of problems, we always need to find the total amount. So we're going to do that right here. We're going to add 75 plus 84 plus 99 plus 9 plus 33. So let's go ahead and find our total here. We have a total of 300 people. So if we want the percent of people, okay, we basically want to take the number of tub washers over the total, and then to change it to a percent, just multiply by 100. So in this case, we have 99 in the tub divided by our total of 300, and this is going to be times 100. So 99 divided by 300, and then times 100, and we get 33%. So 33% of people favor washing their pet in a tub. I want you to go ahead and find the percent of people who favor washing their pet in the shower. Go ahead and pause the video and then come on back when you're done. Alright, welcome back. You should have gotten 9 over 300 times 100, and that equals 3%.